Hello and welcome everybody. I'm Christian from Berlin and it's Ray Charles time again. I teach you a couple of Ray Charles classics. If you're interested, there are more linked under the video in the text box. If you enjoyed this one, please leave a like, helps my channel to grow and tells the algorithm to show it to others too. Enjoy. Let me help you again with this. So it's in B flat and it's, as is so typical for Ray Charles, it's a mix of blues elements, of soul-y phrasing and of country elements too. And the left hand is a very typical left hand for the style, and you might want to prepare with the left hand doing the patterns on the chords we need them on. For example, on the B flat is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. It's just along the chord notes. And 3 and 4. When we do the change, we don't have an eighth in between, so we go to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And you do the same on the F chord, same pattern, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you might want to prepare that a little bit. The second thing you want to prepare is a rhythmic figure that is very important in this piece. It's coming back very often. And I will start with the first verse where we have this 1 and 2 and 3 and now that's the one already I'm talking about. Again, here also fingering is very important. If you look at the first fill, yeah, we have nice fills here, 1 and 2 and 3. Look here, we want to reach up here. It's best to start with the first finger, then you can reach out for this. You can already tell here's a blue note up there. There is the from B flat, there is the major 6. So everything here we know from this style. But the rhythmic figure I was talking about is again 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 to and 1 to 2. Now look at this. 3 and 4 to and 1 and 2 and 3. Now let's count this because it's really like it comes back about 20 times. So it's 3, 1 and 2, and 3 and 4 and. So second time is the second of the triplets. I played a couple of times. 3 and 4 and. Again, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. We have the fills again. We need those beautiful Ray Charlesy fills. And here it's again. You see? Yeah, Christian, wonderful teacher you are. Again, here. Same rhythmic figure in the right hand. Now you saw me already play one of the much feared swipe notes in the right hand in this key. You might, like your favorite key might be C, and then you're all familiar with the slide notes on the minor to major third, or here. Now here in B, we have the subdominant of the E flat, and so you have to also prepare a little bit. Play again from the E chord, E flat chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and yes, that's what you want to also practice. This might be a little bit unaccustomed to your tender fingers here, the swipe going from here. It's not hard. It's not harder than this. It's just, you never played this probably, playing the swipe down to the G. So 1 and 2 and here again 3 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and we have that's the country element here. Look, we have another swipe note. And you have to play this one, make it nice and juicy, 1 and 2 and 3 and on F between the 9th and the, and from perspective of F, the major third. If you are new to the swipe style technique, I did of course, Floyd Kramer is the big name to know here, and I did his most famous piece, Last Date, where he plays a lot of different style of swipe notes. I will link it under the video. So typical Floyd Kramer style swipe notes. So basically, it's this one rhythmic figure that gets you through half the piece, and managing the swipe notes is your main task here. The chords are actually quite simple. Bum, 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 bum. So we'll come back to the 1 and where am I? Christian, you lost again. B. So we have one diminished chord, but then we're back in beautiful old school Waters F7 and the F plus here, F plus, because it's the augmented 5. That's what the plus is for. And we do a little bit of variation as Ray Charles is singing it. Now, some of these, I put quite a number of swipes in here. Some are maybe not essential. I played them because they just slip out of my fingers, but for some of you those might be too much. In the sheet music, I put a cross on those you can drop. For example, this one. Look, if you come here, second verse, and it sounds nice, yeah. But if it's too many of those swipes, you can just drop some of them. But again, if you practice a little bit, first it might be, you're not used to playing this coming from here. But if you try it, it's a rewarding sound. 1 and 2 Another very typical fill, which in his version is played by Billy Preston on the organ. He plays where they kind of, answer each other. Sometimes Ray Charles plays the fills, sometimes Billy Preston on the organ plays the fills. And if you look at this, we have, remember this maybe from my blues lessons, the 6 here. And I strongly recommend to also practice these separately because you're jumping. So you got to be ready here to, bum. So get these into your hands, 1 and 2, because you have to jump. 1 and 2 and 3. So here again, 2 swipes. So one of them you can also drop, maybe the second one, if you have to. Okay? And we are approaching. Yeah, I love Ray Charles' style, and I quite internalized it. And we're coming to this. Oh yeah, yeah. That's a cliche, yeah? Everybody knows this sound. Sounds beautiful. Going briefly to the E flat and back to Mama, the B flat Mama. And again, here we have the same rhythmic structure that I taught you in the beginning. 1 and 2 and 3 and t. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 t. That's the right one, not t. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 t. Same structure. And here again. There's no clear melody on this one, like Ray Charles, and also in his duo with Norah Jones. They're a little bit jamming the B part melody quite freely, so I had to pick out one of the lines they're singing and jam myself a little bit. So we have this 1 and 2 and a little bit of fills. Again, 1 and 2. Again, slip note. Let's have a look at this one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 2. There's hidden behind this, if you played blues a little bit on B flat, you see that the B flat 7 chord notes here. And our thirds we know from rock and roll or blues. These are B flat thirds. So we just played it slower. And here comes the little gimmick rhythmically. It's a very interesting run up and very interesting connection to the C7. Look at this. So 1 and 2. Now we are on B. But now look at this. He's going from the B flat. We're ending here, and now we are on B flat, and he's going back 1 chord, A7, then back to B flat 7, then chromatically to the B7, then target. We know very often the direct lead chromatically, but here he's like, it's like a decoy. He's like leading us on purpose in the wrong direction, going first to the left. No, wrong direction. I want to go up, and goes back wonderful sound. 1 and 2. Ba-bam, bam. And so on. You know, there's so much for you easier to learn. In the slow replay, we got to move on, find another highlight or especially difficult bits. And 2. 1 and 2. Again, third, typical Ray Charles fill. And repeating, just different fills. So you see, once you get the basic difficulties, left hand, rhythmic structure, and the fills, then it is easy to play. And in the last A part, we have this coming back, 1 and yeah, and repeating just the last line, typical arrangement trick. Doom, doo, doo, doo. And more fills. You have to play this one. Yeah, you cannot drop this one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And the last thing, you know, keeps us waiting for the one by stopping by on the 4 chord, the E flat 7. You can roll it a little bit. And a typical Ray Charlesy fill. Yeah, just to annoy you one last time with slip notes. Here we have the E flat 7 chord, and we slip in with the slip note here, and oh yes, the upward 2-finger power slip by Christian from Berlin. Again, we stop on the B flat 7. This is actually quite gospel-y. So it's not only blues, R&B, soul, country in it, but also gospel elements. Stopping here on the 4 A man, it would be the A man, the 4 chord, waiting to be released to the 1. And here, slip notes, freely played, no timing here. And here we go. And you got it. It's a wonderful piece. I've known it since early childhood because my mother had the record and she loved Ray Charles very much. Now comes this slow replay. I hope to manage to learn it. Check out other songs. There are many great soul classic and other pieces on my channel. Hundreds, in fact. I have so many songs I want to teach you. Now learn at your own tempo with the slow replay. Good luck. Good night. No, what's the word? Have a good day. Bye from Berlin.